So. All right. So we're gonna get started.
Let's get it. Make sure I put this on the side.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
So we basically like to start off at a case of life. We just want to talk about, you as an artist, you as a person, the type of person that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are for the fans. Like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Who you is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From Chicago, you know what I'm saying? But for the
Yeah.
people that's not from Chicago, or they may be in another state,
Yeah.
they want to know who you is.
Okay. My name is Kpilla. I'm from the west side of Chicago. I'm looking directly at this camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, specifically L-Town. And I'm one of those people that always been authentic to who I am. I never recognized how different I was until other people started telling me, like, why you talk like that? Why you think like that? What you say? And, I'm married, 2 children by the same lady. I pride myself on I'm gonna go back to it, just being authentic. I think we don't have enough people that want to be themselves. And I've always had my own mind. I'm a songwriter, I'm a music artist. I'm running multiple businesses. One of the businesses, Teaching Life Through Music. It's a social emotional learning organization where we help people activate their emotional intelligence. We work with ages 5 through 65. That's a wide range, but we started in schools, but there are adults that are interested in emotional intelligence. So we help people activate their emotional intelligence. And then we also help them enhance their personal and professional development, because you don't need to separate those two. Also, Kpilla, although I am Kpilla, it's a brand. I'm so intrigued with the artists that I've involved in too, because I wasn't the kid that wanted to grow up and be an artist. I didn't become Kpilla until, or really manifest and start really investing into Kpilla until I was in my 20s and a young adult. And the other business that I'm running is Sophisticated Jewels. Sophisticated Jewels, these earrings that are actually in my ear, which are gold screws. For those of us that don't want to gauge, that don't want to stretch our ear, you can actually just buy these earrings and they go in just like a regular earring. So I pride myself, bro, on being just like authentic to the brand, but showing people that it's okay to be yourself. And I think in this world, the more people that are just comfortable with being themselves, the better it be, man. So yeah, Kpilla, man, it's that guy that you never seen but you feel like you've known all your life.
That's real. So it sounds like, man, the authenticity, like it sounds like it's it's down home, like straight, from the town, like you straight from the town, from the land.
Yeah.
You said a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff. Like, first of all, like, I didn't know you was from L-Town,
Yeah.
So I got people out there too. So
for sure. I always say West Side. I always say specifically L-Town because it's a lot of talented artists that's from L-Town that may not never be heard, but there's just like, and they will eventually get heard, but it's like, it's super small, but it's just a lot of people that just got a variety of talent, so I'm like, man, if y'all ain't gonna put y'all music out, I'm gonna put it out and show up, like step up and show up.
I know that's what's up. I guess they say the west side the best side.
Yeah. Yeah, best could be, somebody can argue with what best look like, but I feel like when they say best side, I think overall we smooth. We ain't rah and trying to get all up in your face, but we know how to get you back. And so I think when people start meeting us, they like, oh, okay, they cool, they chill, the Fifi on the block started out west. The drill started out south. That says a lot right there, so we really players and chill and smooth, and we just ain't the ones to be pushing over them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, me personally, when I think of that, I think of like old school, like from my era, like Twister, coming from the west side.
Yeah.
Him putting Chicago on.
Yeah.
And taking it to a different level, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at that part of it.
For sure.
On a positive. So to me, I think that's positive.
Yeah.
On a positive level. So, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like you got a lot of accomplishments too. That's a lot of, like, you got a lot of stuff going on that you're doing.
Yeah, and it was things that, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and say like, man, I had it all figured out and this is what it is, but I just posted today, you know, when you believe in yourself, you do something different with your time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a lot of boring nights, a lot of boring summers to focus. Even right now, it's summertime, bro. The discipline is heightened right now because you only get the time that it is right now. It'll be another time in a few minutes. And so we only get this era like at one point in our life. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm only gonna be this age, and these thoughts that's in my mind right now, they may not be here next month, next year, in the next hour. And so I'm just very intentional about the thoughts that come in my mind, and just like, you know what, if it don't work, it ain't gonna work. But I literally just stop procrastinating. You know what I'm saying? And the jewelry, the brand, the business, the teaching like the music business, I started that because I realized that a lot of people just lack emotional intelligence. Matter of fact, they never heard of it. And if you never heard of it, you know, it's 4 components to emotional intelligence. It's self-awareness, it's self-regulation, it's social awareness, and it's relationship management. Those 4 components, if anybody can manage all of those effectively, you become a superhuman. You know, and so I was born with that. It was innate, but I never knew what it was. And when I realized that it's a whole framework and a curriculum can be created around it, I started teaching other people. So I feel like I had to have emotional intelligence to survive in Chicago. I was never one of them people that, you know, you talking crazy, I'm gonna jump in your Facebook. It's like, hey, you don't, long as you don't come in my space with physical threats, you can say whatever you want to. I wasn't always that polished as a shorty though, because you said some words to me, then you call me a bitch, then it's like, I'm on your ass, but then it's like, I'm blessed that nobody ever pressed that button. And but I realized I've seen so many people lose their lives, football numbers in the penitentiary just off of impulsivity, really being impulsive with their emotions. And I'm like, no, if I could just share people with people, like let them know, bro, I'm from the trenches. Don't let the collar, the smooth, don't let that fool you. I'm from the hood. I just chose a better life. I chose the better decisions. And when you choose better decisions, if you get to live to become older, you realize like, okay, I was young, and it was worth it, exactly.
Man, yeah, ooh, you said a whole lot, like for real.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, when I first came across you and I saw you online, you reminded me of like, if you remember like D Smart.
Oh, that song, D Smart.
Yeah,
a lot of people say that. It's so interesting. A lot of people say that, and I see that because he's. So I would say the distinctive difference between our songs, and then I'll say what was the synonymous part of it. So the synonymous part of it was that we both talked about areas of Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? And so the distinctive difference is I personified Chicago streets. So I changed the street names into people that feels familiar to all of us. Right? So he talked about the gangs that were in these different areas, and I kind of personified and characterized them, right? But you know, when I say Madison is my ratchet friend, it's like all of us got a friend that's probably out Madison that's ratchet, right? And so it was me actually just making it a little more colorful and fun, but I freestyled it. So I never even took the song serious. Wow. And the streets was like, why you ain't say my street? Why you ain't say my street? Wow. And I'm like, okay, wait, and specifically TikTok. TikTok was on my ass. Wow. They like, bro, why you ain't say this street? Why? I'm like, I freestyled this song like 2:30 in the morning.
You freestyled that song?
Yeah, so my producer Solo, he literally was like in the studio playing with the beat. Yeah. Hold on, punch me in. Cicero, Benho, Pulaski, Nasty, Roosevelt can't control it. And it literally was just coming to me like that. And when people started mentioning and saying, why you ain't mention my street, instead of just, even if they was trying to rage bait me, I'm like, you know what? Y'all really asking me, y'all seem very interested in this. So right now, Street Gangs Part 1 is out, Part 2 is out, and Part 3 is out. Part 4 I gotta record. I should record it this week though. Part 4 is gonna be the Suburbanites. So I've already talked about the streets in Chicago. Now I'm finna corner the city market by talking about the surrounding suburbs, and that should lock in Chicago.
Wow, I know that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that is. It's crazy. The production, shout out to TK. He did this part 2, part 3, and part 4 came from Rhapsody. So he another producer from Chicago. Yeah. So yeah, man, this one gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna actually drop it on vinyl.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop this on vinyl because I need something tangible for the people. This is a special era in time, and I need the people to actually have something physical that they can grab. Especially the people that don't live in Chicago. A lot of people say that song brought them right back to the city, wherever they moved to, and they felt back at home. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me turn up one more time for y'all.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's gonna be, I wanna hear that joint whenever you get done.
I got you. I'm gonna tag you on it when I drop it. I'm gonna tag you on it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag you.
Okay, that's what's up. So I saw something online where you did something where you was like it was like an African festival.
Yeah.
Like that.
So the Ghana Fest, man, they reached out to me. One of my Ghanaian homies was like, bro, the Ghana Fest coming up, man. You should audition for it.
Yeah.
And it was really a dream come true because at one point I was listening to Burna Boy, DeVito, Coffee, I think her name is.
Oh yeah.
But although their accents were strong, the Afro beats, even Amapiano, even dance hall, like it's just a vibe. Even if you can't understand them, I don't even dance, bro. And all of a sudden my hips start moving. I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. Let me stop playing with this drum, because even though I'm a dog with the rapping, I love music. I love melodic rap, so I'm like, if I start playing with this genre, this is gonna expand my brand. And I'm gonna travel the world anyway, you know, and I want the first stop to be in West Africa, really. And so for me to take that chance and then have the opportunity to audition for them and become the first, and this is what they told me, I don't know how real it is, but I was told that I was the first Black American artist to open up for the Ghana Fest. And I think it was, I think his name is Sakadi, from Africa. They say he like the Jay-Z of Ghana. I don't know all the facts, but he performed and he sent the park up. But to be able to perform Afro beats for a bunch of Africans, because the Ghana Fest, you been to the Ghana Fest before?
No, I've been to Ghana, but I haven't been in the Ghana Fest.
It's another one coming up this year, July 25th at Washington Park.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's an all-day event, bro.
Really?
Joel Rice, all that, you know what time it is. In Chicago, at Washington Park, specifically Washington Park.
Wow. On
July 25th. They didn't have it these last couple years, but right now it's coming back this year.
I'll probably check that out.
Yeah.
July 25th, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good vibe. And to open up for that, 15-minute set, bro, back to back, killed them, bro, and just like having the crowd. I think it's on my YouTube.
Yeah, I saw it on that.
Yeah,
I saw it on
and I'm just like, okay. I say, you know what? If this ain't like I perform for some people that just say, oh, Black Power, these is really tribes. They did all of the ritual, tribal things before I got on stage and everything. So it wasn't like it's just like some people posing as Africans. These real Africans that have moved to Chicago and they celebrating. You know, as a matter of fact, the Ghana Fest, I think it's one here and one in New York. So it's people all over the world that actually come here, West African specifically. You know what I'm saying? And man, it was amazing, man. So it empowered me to also keep making Afro beats, but to let me know, like, bro, you're going on the right path, and you're going on a path that you never seen anybody travel, and that's, you know, we call that faith as well. But it feels right. It don't feel like I'm doing something wrong, even though, you know, I'm ready for that big bag to come. But I can see, and it feels like I'm going in the right direction, even though it's just a little dark, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because speaking of that, because I don't know if you knew about the one it's like an African festival in Detroit. You ever heard about that one?
No, I haven't.
They just had it.
Yeah.
They just had like this weekend. I was just in Detroit. But I kind of missed it because I was just leaving Detroit. Yeah. But yeah, it was a big African festival. I think what's his name? Dr. Umar Johnson. He was there. I saw it on TikTok. That's how I know about it.
Right. I'm gonna see, make sure I catch that next one and see what their performance is like there. Yeah. To be a part of that, because when I go to Africa, I'm going to West Africa first. Yeah. Then I'll migrate to Cape Town and all that. But that Nigerian Ghanaian culture, man, it just feel like right. I feel like my roots might be there. You know, in Ghana, you know, my name Kofi. You know what I'm saying? So Kofi born on Fridays, I believe that's what it is. So Kofi. They call me Kofi. Yeah. Oh, damn. I'm doing my research and I'm really embracing it though.
Yeah, I think the best time I say people go is usually around December, like daily December.
Best time, or because financial?
Well, not financial.
Hey, it's a bag to go there around that time, man. But as far as the atmosphere and everybody coming there, well, no, December definitely lit. I'm gonna make it out there one of them times though. But yeah, they coming all over the world, go back home around December. Yeah, they party for what, like 20 some days.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, we gotta get out there, bro. We gotta get on one of them Decembers.
Yeah, you gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now, like you said, you gonna spend some money if you go in December.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's up. So I got a question though. So like, as far as like local artists that's in Chicago, do you ever like work with any other?
I do want to start doing some work with them, but so far I've worked with Live Wire, Gutter Child, Aaron Isaiah, who's actually my brother. He actually be walking in a second.
Yeah.
Joshua James.
Okay.
Who else I've worked with? Pia Renee.
Okay.
I've actually wrote some songs for her as well. She's super dope. She's from L-Town as well.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to work with some artists though, man. I want to work with like the Twisters, the Crucial Conflict.
Yeah.
It's like some songs you just gotta get in and do or die. I want to get some with them. Lupe, Chance, Bump J, Fat Money.
Wow, the legends, all the legends.
Yeah. I chopped it up with Flat Skins. I know me and Kanye gonna end up bumping heads and doing the song one day. But yeah, I just really I want to work with quality art. Dirt, G Herbo, like it's them the ones that just got like this. I feel like they are excellent at their craft and really taking it serious. Them the ones I want to work with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I know, cause it's like for me. I'm not in a entertainment business or nothing, but like when I see people that's from Chicago, from my city, and they, you know what I'm saying, you like going to that next level, you know, I'm trying to embrace that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, you know, I just want to know like you and other artists, if y'all work, you know, who's working with,
together,
you know what I'm saying?
And you know, it's a weird space for me because I never really got in this music shit to be friends. I never got in to even do songs with other people. And when I think about when I think more about what collaboration is empowering two brands. And so I'm like, I started doing music because it was therapeutic. I'd never even befriended people in real life. I never just like, oh man, you cool, but we got the same interests. Bet, come on, let's kick it. So I realized, just really like the other day, I'm like, man, I don't got a bunch of features with different artists, and it's not because I'm standoffish. It's just like also I've been peeling back trauma, man, and just like not trusting people. And so I'm like, okay, if we gonna network and you actually listen to some of these artists, at some point, you know, why not do the work, especially if I come from Chicago. So I want to show artists as well, like, there is no artist in Chicago or beyond that's lyrically on the same level as Kpilla. And this is no shade to any of them, but my pen game, I've made sure that from every syllable to every line to every witty bar to even the concept of the songs, I'm probably, I would say, Kanye, R. Kelly, and Kpilla would be like the most diverse artists of our time.
Wow.
And now,
that's a big words.
And those only said three people.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, and we talking about creativity.
The man,
R. Kelly, Kanye West, and Kpilla would be the names when we look at the catalog, like the most diverse. And even right now, I got like 20 plus, maybe 30 songs online. None of my songs sound the same. None of my cadences are the same. None of the concepts are the same. So what artists do in Chicago do we know that's like that? Kanye and R. Kelly.
Yeah, I heard some of them. I heard a lot of your music.
Yeah, and it's all, you know, these are things that at some point they're gonna be in colleges talking about. Matter of fact, they are, some of the songs Men versus Women is being spoken about, you know, on a different level. So it's like these ain't just songs that sound cool that we can ride and smoke and drink. These are songs that people actually can live by and decide like, hey, you know what? I was living like this, and actually I want to change my life and start living like this. So it ain't even music at this point. This is almost stuff that can be biblical at some point, you know. And so it's way bigger than rap with my art. And so when I look back at like quality art, high vibration, never seen before, Kanye West and R. Kelly, you know, they took us there. And so those are the people that when I look at, and I'll say even more R. Kelly than Kanye, when I think about just the total creativity, it's like, man, because he had just a longer career. It's like, man, he really took it to places that people never have, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Well, you know what, you kind of remind me of, like, I don't know if you ever heard of rapper D1.
D1. That's interesting. I've never been compared to him. Yeah, I heard of him.
When I say compared to it, what I was just like the message. Because I actually met this brother. You know, he's from New Orleans.
Yeah.
We met in Dallas. We had a conversation and everything.
Yeah.
But he does, you know, he does Christian rap.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like, he don't use cuss words. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference between
me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I may use some profanity in some of my songs. Yeah. But
the message that you bringing out is positive.
Positive. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You talking to you like you said, personifying the hood. But you showing it in
a different light,
yeah.
in a colorful way.
Exactly.
It's actually colorful trauma if we break it down. But yeah, D1, I listen to his music. I don't think musically we sound the same, but when we talk about high vibration, mentally, emotional, intelligent music, I hear it in his music, and he just want better. So I can see why one would say, "Oh, D1 and Kpilla," and I'm sure we're gonna get that song done one day too. We have the same agenda as it pertains to betterment for our people, and so I'm like, I can understand why you would say he reminds you of me or vice versa.
Yeah, just on that aspect, not exactly like y'all sound the same or nothing like that, but he gonna see this because we follow each other on social media.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, just on that aspect. Like I said, like when I met that brother last year, I told him I was like, me personally, I had stopped listening to rap because I don't like the negativity. I like to listen to something that's talking about something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when I hear stuff like your music, it sound positive. And then you from the city. You know what I'm saying? Then his music, you know, it's positive. So that's what made me actually start listening to hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah, I'm glad that I can create something that make people that feel like, oh, I actually can't listen to rap again because a lot of people like, I don't want to hear rap no more. I'm like, y'all just ain't heard the right rap.
Yeah, because you know you don't want the people be tired of hearing about how many cars you got, what you did. You know what I'm saying? All the same. But.
Yeah, it's the same. And it's, like you said, we can talk about it, but then it's like after we get out the cars, then what? You know, when we're not spending the money, then what?
Right.
And when we're not having sex, then what? When you don't want to be BBL, then what? You know, when you're tired of dealing with the strip club, then what? You know, and so all of those things I just named, well, minus the BBL, I like. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting because I think what happens is a lot, from what I hear from artists, they like, I want to give the people what they want. And so the people want to hear the ratchetness, the people want to hear the negativity, the people want them to sling guns, and at least that's what, history has shown us. Sex and violence is the things that heighten our attention. And so I understand why artists like, let me go ahead and go this way with it. And then there's some of us that's like, all right, I'm still going to get to the bag, but I want to talk about substance, you know, and I still want to have fun. So some of my songs, I ain't knowing nothing of substance. I ain't gonna say nothing of substance. It may not be as positive, but you still can learn something or learn what not to do, you know. So it varies. It can't be one pocket because even our pants come with multiple pockets, right? Yeah, that's my brother.
I would like to see more. I want to see more rappers that do talk about something that's catchy for like kids can learn. Like for example, somebody rap about buying real estate. You know what I'm saying? Something that's catchy. You know what I'm saying? Where you can learn something like that. But
I got a couple songs that, you know, it's more so around like, you know, don't be a bad guy, be a smart guy. Learn how to manage your emotions. But I definitely, I'm definitely catering to the kids because they the future. And so whatever adults are doing right now that we don't like, we got the ability right now to manipulate the kids with our messages. So we don't got to keep sitting and complaining about what adults doing. We just got to create something that everybody else gonna like that's coming from behind. That's coming behind us. And then next generation, they super influential, and they also are resilient. So they just need guidance. And so as long as we are like, I don't know, I'm not one of the people that want to keep complaining about the problems. What are we gonna do about it? And then just understand that we can't. One person ain't gonna change the world, but you can change your section.
Exactly. So how do you think like? But here's my next question. How do you feel about like Well, I know what you're gonna say, but I had to ask.
Yeah, for sure.
About a lot of the music that's going on now with these kids. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
I feel that you know what you don't know what I'm gonna say.
But you right.
But because I feel everything has a place. Because if everybody was just being positive, the world would be boring.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody was negative, it'd be boring and chaotic. So I think from what I've learned about the music that we don't like, it's actually, especially from Chicago, it's their story. See, the problem with their story is they keep telling that same story over and over and over and over and over. But literally, a lot of us had to carry guns to survive. Some people had to kill other people to still be alive. It's just every song, you got 12 songs on your album and you killing people in every song. So I don't bash it because I'm like, man, I'm carrying the gun to stay alive, right? Fortunately, I didn't have to point at anybody and kill anybody to be here. So I understand it. The problem is we're not having conversations with these kids with the songs. So what my company, Teaching Like the Music, does, we'll sit down and have a conversation. Let's play this song. Let's talk about this. Percocets. Do y'all know what a Percocet is? A lot of times they raise their hand. It's a pill. What are the components in that Percocet?
Right.
What's inside of it? Then they buck out like what they say, deer in the headlight. Now they don't know. They stuck. They thinking. So y'all don't even know what it is, but y'all consuming it as a party drug. That's a problem.
Right.
Educate yourself. If you're gonna do something bad, at least educate yourself on what it is. And so I think adults just need to collaborate with kids and sit down with them. And once the kids stop feeling judged, then you can have a conversation with them and be like, wait, what you're listening to, you don't understand that this is just supposed to be entertainment. Well, I'm not gonna say supposed to be, it is entertainment. But if you continuously listening to whatever it is, you become that. You'll start getting angry and go grab your gun quicker, even if you wasn't the type of person to do that. Because we have a brain that takes it in, keeps it there, and then utilizes it when we're ready for it. And so it's a conversation that we need to have with the music. I would listen to NWA. I would listen to Too Short. I'm not gonna blame Too Short for me being reckless or having a lot of fun with women, but that was my literature or how to move. I'm like, man, okay, so I can give me a pretty woman. I ain't gotta spend no money. I can just talk to her and be charismatic and get the pussy and do it with a lot of them. Oh, let me keep my money in my pocket and figure it out. And let me do that for the next one and for her and the next one and the next one. And then had to get older and realize, like, bro, you running from woman and woman and woman, that's toxic. When are you gonna have time for yourself? Matter of fact, I had to dial back and be like, I'm not getting pussy, they getting dick. So that's me valuing myself. They getting my body, I'm not getting it. Although I am getting theirs, but I had to start looking at myself like, no, you know what? I value myself, so yeah, she look good, but just because she look good, that means she automatically get to have me. That's a king mindset, and everybody shouldn't just have access to us, and so that was me stepping back and just like, all right, that Too Short song was nice, but let me just use it for entertainment because that beat is dope, and that is his story, so I don't need to condemn him for running through different women. That's him, his life, he got to deal with that. But I can take something from it and just be like, oh, okay, we watch movies all the time. We ain't doing everything that people doing in the movies, and so the difference with the movies and the music just is there's a vibration that movies don't have. And so we have to be careful with it. And that's what we teaching these kids, like, man, if you're gonna listen to it, recognize that it should only be for entertainment. Once you turn it off, that's it. And know that just because they say do it, don't mean you need to do it. And so I think that we should just have more conversations with the music, with the teens and the music, because it's not gonna change. Violence been since the beginning of time. It's not what we do, it's how we do it. And they don't know that. They just think like, I seen this artist get 1 million views and have guns in it. But did they just see that guy, I forget the artist's name, a whole bunch of rappers just got indicted for having guns in their music video.
Wow.
So what we doing now, we're gonna keep pulling out guns to show them for who? And it's so interesting, y'all. If you listen to this, and for y'all shorties that's listening to this, I need y'all to know this. When I post my stories, there are police officers that are in my stories. Like how you watch my stories on Facebook, there are police officers that's watching my stories too. You know how I know they police officers? Because they asked my autograph before. I've met them before. But if I didn't see them before, or they didn't ask my autograph, they be in plain clothes on their profile picture. They're not in no police uniform,
right.
So they always watching. And I think what's happening with the youngsters, they just think police officers sleep in their outfit. They think they sleep in their vest and everything, get up and don't ever take it off. No, they in regular clothes. So if you're gonna be a criminal, be a smart criminal. And I'm not encouraging you to be a criminal, but y'all running to the jails. You know what I'm saying? Y'all showing them everything. You know, like the goal is to get in and get out, not get in and say this is what I'm about.
Wow, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And you would think like people would like learn. You know, you think the youth would learn because they seeing so many.
Yeah, it's difficult to learn though when you're consuming controlled substances and when you're getting high on the regular. It's difficult to learn when you think you know how to move and you not even actually accepting the wisdom around you.
Right.
It's difficult to learn when you got parents in your life that's really not they're in your life, but they're not teaching you about life. So everybody's story is different. Some of these kids, man, they learning from the street. They're not learning from home. Some of their parents did. They getting raised by their grandma. So their grandma's 50, 60, or 45 and in their second childhood. Where do they learn? That's why when they say it take a village, you need programs like Teaching Like the Music, Westside Health Authority, NAACP, these programs that actually foster a positive space for them to just step outside of what the chaos that's in these streets. And so, you know, I try to not judge these kids, you know, and I remember being 12 years old and listening to the goofy shit, but I just knew better. It didn't feel like I didn't want to be a follower. And so I didn't want to do everything that they said in the music anyway. But I did like how it sounded, you know, even though it was violent and aggressive.
Yeah, I get.
Especially with that beat. You know,
you jam it. You know what I mean? You jam to that beat.
Yeah, man. You know, it's like so. Yeah, I think we just have to have more conversations with them, and because when I'm talking to the teens, they like they don't want to hear us. You know, my teachers don't want to hear what I got to say. You know, they judging me, and you know, it's a problem. So it's when we start empathizing with the youth, the relationships will feel different, and they'll listen. They don't. They telling me they don't think we want to hear them. They don't think majority of adults want to hear what they have to say. They just like, man, they judge me off of how I'm dressing, what I'm wearing, what I'm doing, and what I'm listening to, and I got piercings, and you know, they feel judged. Even adults don't want to talk to somebody that they feel judged by, and so we just not empathizing with them enough. And when we start doing that, it'll feel different.
I agree. I do agree. It's more like it's almost like you gotta lead the way a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta be more like retroactive. You know, in the streets.
Yeah. In the streets, in the streets, in the schools. Sometimes if you're in the grocery store, you can hear a kid them talking on the cell phone. I'm one of the people, you on FaceTime talking crap, like, bro, you ain't had to say that, man, and I keep it moving. Sometimes we can interject ourselves in any walk of life. It don't always have to be in a school setting. Like, we can just start a conversation. I see young kids, like, they selling candy. What you selling candy for? They start stuttering. First of all, bro, you stole this piece of paper from somebody. You ain't on no football team. I'm finna give you this $1, but you ain't on no football team. Your legs little. You ain't on no football team. But just have a conversation with them. And that's the type of time I'm on, man. I'm on the same thing with adults too. A lot of adults ain't even feeling comfortable in their skin. They ain't feeling comfortable, so you start asking them questions, they looking around like they high.
That's definitely true. Seriously. I can agree with that 1,000%. So I saw you mention something about breaking generational curses. So I know you are LLC. You have several businesses. So how do you feel about that? Like as far as when it comes to generational curses?
Generational curses is.
Well, I guess my question is more is like, well, we know this we kind of know the steps that you're taking, sort of, but I guess like do you tell like the youth or like the kids, or do you coach them or motivate them to
break the generational curse? I'm doing it at home. I started at home first.
Okay.
Yeah, I started at home first because those are my descendants. You know, I can't just go outside and be all I can be and not be that at home. So generational curses, we can start with the money. Everybody start with the money. You know, it's like having a goal to make as much money so that we can do whatever we want to do on this earth. Not just to buy tangible things that other people can be wild about. Literally having enough money to we don't have to tell our kids no. That's got to be the goal. Because there's a whole earth out here that we need to circumvent. There's a whole earth that we need to navigate, and our kids and us, we need to see it. Another generational curse is how we parent. the way that we talking to our kids. Because the way that we talking to our kids right now determines what type of adult they're gonna be. And you keep telling your kids, shut up, be quiet, cause I'm grown, and the boss or their supervisor that's wronging them at work, they're not gonna speak up for themselves. And so us getting into the habit of how we are dealing with each other is another generation of curse. Like the generation with us, we couldn't, as kids, really. I was just telling my brothers and them, I did not have an expectation for adults to be nice to me when I was young.
Wow.
I didn't expect for adults to give me any attention or really care how I was doing, because it was like, you a kid, stay in a child place. And so that's a curse.
Yeah.
That's a curse. So if we give kids the opportunity to let us know like how they're feeling, not what we want them to feel, man, we might Donald Trump out of there quicker.
Yeah.
You might have somebody that's 27 years old that's got the resilience and ability, mental ability, and heart enough to run for president and be saying things that we ain't even heard Obama said, if we give them a voice. But we have to stop paralyzing them with the bully behavior, stay in the child place. Another generational curse is, I think, it's just we got to break up, just not speaking up about things that matter, and stop giving things that are, I'm just call it like temporary, or I feel like, so for example, we quick to praise the woman that walking down the street or that's shaking her ass. We quick to give her all the attention. That woman gets so many likes. You're gonna have a few people saying, "Oh, this is a mess. Well, look at what she's doing." But overall, y'all still sharing it. You're still sharing it. So if you're sharing it and talking about it, you're still promoting it. Everybody come home from jail get a bigger party than the people who ain't been in jail. It's a generational curse. You get praise from coming home. Now some of them should, because some of them been wrongly accused. But why we not praising the ones that stayed out? Why we the ones that came home from jail get bigger parties than the college grads?
Yeah, that's so true.
That's a generational curse.
I mean, look at the big. I was gonna say the big Meech thing. A lot of people talk about that.
Yeah, and so I'm always one of the people that I like to look at the positive side, even the negative things, right? So I love his entrepreneurial mindset. A lot of people were able to eat, figuratively and literally. A lot of people got paid because of Meech's mindset. Imagine if Meech would have legitimized everything. That if he had a legitimate mindset, how many people would have ate? And so I love how he was able to get himself out of poverty. But then if we flip the story and see how many people were sacrificed because of his mindset, it feels a little tainted. It feels a little nasty. It feels gory. Is that the word? And so I'm not quick to condemn people, because when you in the poverty and you be trying to figure out how to get out, how's somebody gonna tell you how not to eat? And so, but this is why I'm careful with my thought process, man, and I'm careful with being around people that make my heart cold, because I don't want to become things that I don't like. And I think a lot of people are things they don't like, but they don't realize that they're the things that they got things in them that we don't like. And so it's difficult to look at yourself and say, I don't like something about myself. You have to numb yourself to sell drugs to people that make them become worse people. So I look at the whole world from a different spectrum, visual telescope. I look at it differently, man. And I think if we all just pause for a minute, we could do that. But I think we on autopilot. So we just trying to survive. We trying to get to the next day. We trying to pay a bill. And we ain't got time to be wondering if we good people.
Right. That's so true. I guess that goes to my next question. So because you kind of said a little bit, but so what are some of the steps for some people? Because some people may not know how to break generational curses. Yeah. You understand? Because I dealt with them too. With my parents, with my mother, even my father. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that you was talking about. Yeah. So for the youth out there, and they may not know how to deal with that. How can they? You know what I'm saying? What are some of the things that they can? I think it's gonna be with social media. It's very difficult. It's gonna be difficult for their generation, because this is all they ever known. See, we didn't always have social media, so if we want to, we can cut it off. But what everybody needs, including the youth, is emotional intelligence.
See, the opposite of emotional intelligence is impulsivity, being impulsive with your thoughts. So when you're impulsive with your thoughts, you're not thinking about anything. Whatever you feel at the moment, it happens. So I think with the youth, they need more emotional intelligence because they resilient, they smart, man, they witty, man, they brave. If we need to go to war, them the ones that get on the front line before us.
Good at computers.
Good at computers. So they just need to know also that they matter. Like they don't believe that they voice matters. And so when you start having confidence, self-belief and stuff like that, man, and then put that in the pot with emotional intelligence, that's a different human being. That's a different human being. And so they need to know that their voice matters. They need to know that they matter. They need to know that the circumstance, the decision that they make today will affect their tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And they also need to know that it's okay to step outside of what you normally around. Because I wish I would have that had hit me earlier on in my life. You know, I was comfortable with where I was at. I was comfortable with the crowd I was hanging with. And, you know, my father died when I was 12 years old. So I mentally became an adult, and that was a tumultuous decision. It was literally extremely, when I think about how much I put on myself that I didn't have to. I had a mom at home that was raising me. Like, she was a solid woman. Mm-hmm. This woman provided, you know, but I knew that she couldn't be a man for me. I knew she could be the best woman ever, but there was no way that she could be a man for me. And so I'm like, you know what, I got 2 younger brothers, man. I don't want them to see me doing nothing goofy. I don't want them to follow me doing anything that's gonna lead them in a direction that they don't need to go. So if I'm gonna do something bad, let me keep it out they vision. And at some point, since they don't have their father, I can be the closest, you know, to my father that they can actually consider remarkable, you know. And so it was difficult for me for a lot of years, not having a mentor, a father figure in my life, but I made it, man. You know, I made it. And I always tell people, it's difficult, but it's possible. And I think most people don't feel like it's possible. They just focus on how difficult it is.
So let me ask you this. So do you feel like, okay, so like your music and because I like to think what you're doing is almost like a movement. Do you feel like it's helping to break those generational curses?
Yeah, it's definitely helping breaking the generational curses. I just had somebody that I went on TikTok Live, and he was like, man, I'm listening to the 2 songs I listen to every morning is Comfortable and Nerves to Shake. I'm like, dang, these are not songs I even promote. I don't promote these songs. So I'm like, you know, Nerves to Shake is about like feeling a way that's valid and just need to get it out because you're judged, or it's just sometimes we suffering in silence and you just want to get that out. And that's what that song is like, expressing the things that you don't like that somebody may perceive about you, you know, just getting that out. And Comfortable is about being like literally just being comfortable with who you are. See, we want everybody to be comfortable with us, but that's tiresome. To try to get everybody to be comfortable with who you are, but the moment you become comfortable with who you are, it's another superpower. It's a feeling of acceptance, self-awareness, yeah, and then you regulating that, like, man, you know what, I'm okay with being who I am. So it's definitely a movement because people are telling me, like, bro, I want to live like how you said what you said in that song. I believe what you said in that song. Actually, I want to do something different because you said it in that song. And so and the beautiful part about that is when I wrote those songs, that was not my intention. That's why I say what comes from the heart. I mean, I don't say it, but it's always said, what comes from the heart will reach it. And that's what I focus on. I'm not writing songs like, yeah, this is going to be the one. Well, I would say as far as how the song was formulated. But so these are just pure thoughts, you know, in my mind, you know, and I'm just sharing them. And when you collaborate with the track and the words, it just hit different, man.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep. So you mentioned something about like self-belief.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
Self-belief. I'm gonna say it on every podcast. Self-belief needs to be studied. Self-belief needs to be studied because I just told my son this the other day. You need to focus on internal work and not so much your external work. So your internal work, son, is the thoughts that come to your mind. So you say you want a YouTube channel. Start writing down ideas of what you want instead of just getting on YouTube and watching somebody else. the thoughts that come to our mind, the moment that you start just quieting out the outside noise, are thoughts that can make us millions of dollars. See, everybody was born with a gift, but I don't know how we gonna unwrap them. I can't tell you how you gonna unwrap your gifts. But if you know something that's coming to you that's easy, that fulfills you, that's your gift. I don't know what entity gave it to you. I don't know if it's God, Yahweh, whatever we want to call it. But we all was born with something that we can monetize, and I believe it because I'm doing it. I've seen my brothers do it. I've seen other people do it. The artists that we like, oh my God, I got our eyes wide open, like, hey, I can't believe it. They just did it. See, we all got gifts, but the problem is with most of us in humanity, we procrastinate. And we're so hyper-focused on everybody else because they made it already. But then, I watch documentaries, I don't watch much TV. Most of the documentaries I watch, bro, they went through it. And they went through it, and they went through years of it. Like years of it. And so I'm like, okay, we be feeling like they made it overnight success. No, man, people been homeless right now, bro. I'm looking at my account looking like whoo, man. But I'm rich in spirit.
I mean, even Tyler Perry, he used to sleep in his car.
Yeah,
for
that
years.
Self-belief. Because it's like, the thing is, self-belief is what's in your mind. Nobody is it's not in nobody else's mind. And now, I'm not saying that we want to agree with each other once we share a thought, but I'm saying if you actually just, when I say quiet out the outside noise, those thoughts that come to your mind that you want to create, them ain't nobody else's thoughts. That's why I say the most expensive place in the world is the cemetery, because people just was thinking about it, but it was just thoughts. See, a thought is an incomplete idea. And so the moment that you complete your idea and start with putting it on paper and then implement what it is, then it becomes an entity. And so a lot of us just don't believe in ourselves because we don't have enough people around us either just saying, bro, you can do it. That's 4 words, bro. You can do it. Like, and look a person in their eyes and tell them, well, you can do it, and keep moving. No, you can do it. And I'm one of the people like, you can do it and you probably can do it better. Everybody says, oh my God, Michael Jordan is the best. Somebody gonna come better. Somebody gonna come by and be better than Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest of our lifetime, but he is not the greatest of time.
I mean, people always they argue LeBron. People say LeBron.
Yeah, they can say LeBron. So. Yeah, I mean, and Kobe Bryant even looked at him. So it's like it's going. He scored. Kobe Bryant scored more than Michael Jordan in the regulated game. And so if we just keep looking at everybody else and feel like it's them, it's always gonna be them, and it can't be me, then you're not gonna ever be great, or you're not gonna ever stand out. But if you can just look at yourself like, you know what, I don't care how hard it is. Yes, I may have grew up in the ghetto, and I wasn't a trust fund baby, but I can be one. I can do that for my kids. I can change I can be the thing that I never seen before. Like those thoughts, that's where it starts right there. That's like, we talking about self-belief still. It starts there. You calling me and you seeing me being on the Ghana Fest stage, bro. That wasn't something 15 years ago that I thought I'd be doing. But what I did know was them summers after summer when I was writing, I was going to be writing quality songs that was going to make people reach out to me one day because how it made them feel when I was in the room with them. I knew that was going to happen before it happened. And so that's faith, that's self-belief. And I'm not going to let nobody shake that, And I know there are people who confidence is being built because of what I'm doing right now. I don't need to be praised for it. I don't even need them to acknowledge it. The reason I know they going to feel it because I'm an individual that walk with his head high even when I'm feeling low.
Right. Yeah. That's a lot of, like you said, self-confidence too.
Man, yeah, self-confidence. Yeah. I told you, what 3 artists I say going to be remembered in Chicago as far as being the most diverse? Let me see if you can remember. Who I say?
You said you.
Yeah.
What you say? Kanye.
Yeah.
And R. Kelly.
Put the rest of them fingers away. Kanye, R. Kelly, and Kpilla will be the most diverse artists from Chicago.
I'm a big fan of all 3. I'll just say.
That's love, bro. And so it's just like, and I'm saying that, I'm not even saying this for click value. Yeah, I'm not saying this for click value. If you actually go through, they have more songs out right now, but if you go through our music, our songs sound different than anybody else in the world. And none of my songs sounding the same, but they all meaningful. They got some level of substance that you can appreciate. Even if it's a dance song, you still can learn how to talk to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that woman may be the woman that you've been looking for all your life. So there's value in those words, So the acronym Kpilla keeping people interested, long-lasting asset, man. It's not something I just said to be cool. Not only are the songs gonna continuously to make me money, but it's gonna be impacting people and they gonna feel rich. It's gonna empower them to do something. So it's definitely a movement, and it became a movement before I realized it was a movement.
Yeah, and then you know what? I feel you on that, but it's just like what I don't like is, you know, like go back to Kanye.
Yeah.
You know, just some of the negative people that's I'm gonna just say outside of Chicago may say about him.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people may say, oh, he this, oh, he that.
Yeah.
Or something wrong with him. But we know Kanye is smart, you know.
Yeah.
At least I know people from Chicago do.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, I just don't like that
negative.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is, a lot of people that have a lot to say about people that do great things don't even take a foot forward in their own life.
Yeah, that man is smart.
They won't even have the courage to do a speck of what he did, or speak up and say the things that he said. See, it's when you start challenging the way people have lived, then it's gonna make them antagonize you. They're gonna want to say, "Oh man, who do he or who do she think she is?" Now y'all good.
So
Who do he or she think he is? And it's like, no, when we start just questioning mankind, ain't nothing anybody getting at you personally, but if you feel convicted, then change it. And so when you start feeling comfortable about like who, that's why I said it's all comfortable. You start feeling comfortable with who you are, you can have a conversation. Like right now, we would have this conversation if the camera wasn't on. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't back me in. You can't really back me in with how you feel because it's just an opinion. And most people can't get in front of a camera nor speak in front of multiple people. So I kind of like, I don't care about everybody's opinion. Yeah, you can't, because where is it from? It's probably coming with some type of prejudices, biases, you know what I'm saying? So is that a valid opinion or is that a self-driven opinion? You know, and so I'll be laughing, man.
So I got a question. So do you think, like, we're going to go back to the self-belief thing. Do you think like it's something that could be or should be taught in schools?
Yes, sir.
Like a classroom?
Yeah, so the social emotional learning component, right? So remember I was telling you the first two components of emotional intelligence is self-awareness and self-regulation. You will start feeling more confident once you realize that you belong here. Remember, we all outswam 100 million of sperm to be born. That fact alone is not, you don't need nobody validation. That's all really the self-belief one need. It's like, wait, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. And it's like, that it has to be studied because you never know the spark that one has that may die if they don't believe in themselves. So if you don't understand that, hey, I become angry really fast because the people around me, my parents or my teachers or the neighborhood was hollering and angry, and that's how they responded to being talked to or being criticized. Then if you never understand who you are, how could you even have confidence in yourself? And then if you don't know how to manage that, how could you continuously have confidence? And even if you do got confidence, at some point you may be on a crash course because you don't know how to properly manage yourself. And so there's them first two components of self-awareness, understanding thyself, and then learning how to manage yourself effectively. Not just manage yourself, effectively manage yourself. It hit different. And you'll start feeling like, you start looking around, and then you start looking at everybody else crazy because you're like, oh no, I'm calm in this situation. What's going on here? You know, everybody look at, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people looked at American Gangster and like, dang, man, look how much money he made. And I'll be like, look how poised he was. Look how emotionally intelligent he was. And he just, to be able to like just
manifest that everything that he did.
Yeah. We're not glorifying a crime. We glorify his emotional intelligence. And so to be able to run a multi-million-dollar business like that in a chaotic world where any day the wrong decision can cost you your life, your freedom, it hit different. And so it's a understanding that, remember, say the opposite of emotional intelligence is being impulsive. It's being impulsive, and when you're not impulsive with your decisions, you got time to just kind of like process it. And a lot of times you realize it ain't even worth going back and forth with this person.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't worth. It ain't even worth it. Oh, this person. People are pulling over and ramming people in the traffic that they'll never see again if they would have just kept driving straight.
Yeah.
I'm not finna holler at nobody through my window. I ain't finna flip my finger up neither. Cause that may be the button. That finger going up may be the button they need to go ahead and start shooting at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that angry with people I don't know. For what? I ain't even that angry with people I know.
So do you think like that comes with time to learn that? Because some people don't learn until they get older.
Yeah, it I think situations, I think time, I think looking in the mirror for not just aesthetically, how you looking. I think looking in the mirror and just be like, man, ask your question. Do I actually like the type of person I am? Like, it's really that simple. And no matter what age you are, I asked my son and said, like, the decision when you did it, did you like what you did to that person? And then a lot of times, if we're being honest with ourselves, our head gonna go east and west. No, I didn't. But it hurts to acknowledge the truth about yourself that's not favorable. It hurt, and I understand it. But is nobody got to become stronger without the pain? Call it growing pains. I love to say, a lot of people just going through the pain, but they're not growing through the pain. And in order to grow through the pain, you have to make the adjustment. That's at all ages. Social emotional learning need to be taught at starting, I would say preschool, but if we want to just elevate it a little bit, we can start at kindergarten. Yeah. We can start at kindergarten and go all the way up. And there's a simple way to talk to a 5-year-old. It's a simple way to talk to a 5th grader. It's a simple way to talk to an adolescent. It's a simple way to talk to a teenager, and a simple way to talk to adults. And sometimes we just have to say, hey, you know what? The way you said that to that person, is that how you would want somebody to say it to you?
Wow. Yeah.
What you did to that person, would you want somebody to do that to you? And a lot of times the answer is no. So why did you do it? And some people have great reasons why they did it, some great justifications, but those justifications come with repercussions. And sometimes it's jail time. There's a man that probably killed another man for raping his daughter. He went to jail for principle, but he in jail for the rest of his life. So you have to decide, when you talk about emotional intelligence, if he's okay with being in jail for the rest of his life and want that man off his earth, hey, it is what it is. But that's a decision, a lifetime decision. Sometimes we gotta iron it out. Could have did one different direction about it, but I'm not here to tell people like you need to live this way. I'm saying if you exercise emotional intelligence, your nervous system will thank you. And if you want to irritate your nervous system, then you could die quicker from chronic stress. And so if we don't care about these things, or we're not having these conversations, if you're not telling the kid, you know that if you continue to steal from people, you're going to go to jail at some point. You know that if you hit somebody, that's a crime. We talking to 5th graders like this. We talking to 4th graders like that. You would die. There were 10-year-olds that got guns that would kill you because you just punched them because you were angry. Yeah, some 10-year-olds got guns. We have to just be directly with them because their brain, they're smart, and they in these phones, so their awareness about certain things that we didn't even weren't aware of is there right now. And so I love to say, stop judging kids by their height and judge them on how they think. It'll feel different. You'll sit them down. You actually go out and sit down and eat with them as opposed to your friends that just want to drink. Because them kids got something interesting in their mind if we ask the right questions, if we have the right statements, and so, I think the emotional intelligence, man, it's slower for some because depending on the level of trauma, some people can't manage it as fast as others because of some people are just weak-minded, like just simply weak-minded. Right. Some people just have had so much trauma that they don't even trust people anymore. So imagine somebody that's seen a mother get beat up, a woman that's seen her mother get beat by multiple men, and then a man come in her life that want to give her the world, and then the first time they have an argument, you think she ain't gonna flinch? Yeah. So these are traumas that everybody's individually different, and we can't just say, hey, all these kids need to stop having teen takeovers when they don't got nowhere else to go in the city.
Almost like a learned behavior, kind of.
It is learned behavior, and the learned behavior that we have is why we need to hit the reset button so we can break those generational curses that we were talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I agree. Wow, that's dope. I mean, it's not dope, but it's real.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, bro.
So, last thing. So, what do you see? What do you see you going with your like movement? I'm gonna kind of just say movement.
You can say movement.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can say
What
movement.
do you see you going with this? Like
Man.
to the next step. Like what's next for?
That's that question. It's a so see when you continuously evolve and those questions get difficult to answer when you continuously evolving. And so, but what I do see for the music, I see me at the United Center performing, putting the microphone down and people saying word for word.
Wow.
I see me in Cape Town putting down the mic and seeing people sing, "Why would you convince me to let you break my heart?" I see people sing these songs word for word. I see people, well, I'm seeing it now, continuously saying, "Hey, you sharing with me about sharing with me emotional intelligence has literally made my relationship with my significant other or my kids be different." Like just more people saying it, because people saying it right now. I see that continuously happening. I see my brothers, my family, just traveling the world and impacting people with just a smile. You know how many people just angry, bro, like, and just sad, and just like they feel like it's over because of somebody left them, man, because they lost a job, because they value that nice car that just got crashed. And so I think, like, I see me and my family, me and my brothers, we got nice smiles and shit. So I see us continuously just smiling. The smiling decreases cortisol. Laughing decreases cortisol. So that smile, when people, I remember people saying like, just smile, it'll change somebody's day. I used to be like, I feel like that was just something to say until I started understanding the body and how the body works. And how you can trick your body, you can be fake laughing and your body can thank you for that. And so I'm like, okay, I see the rest of us, I see Chicago, the west side specifically, getting more recognition than we ever had. Because a person like myself is posting 3-4 times a day, letting y'all know that there's some people out here that's great. I'm from the west side of Chicago, man, and you had the, I'm not gonna even say courage, but you just had the intentionality to reach out to me and say, bro, I like what you're doing. I haven't met you in person, and I'm gonna have a conversation with you. I see thousands of other people and brands doing the same thing. I see women having belief that I actually, you know what, there is good men out here. I see women having hope again in relationships because of the decisions that I'm making. You know, I see kids wanting to have conversations with their parents because of the decisions that we're making today within this company. I mean, I can go on and on, bro. But what I see is a shift. Now, the shift the entire shift that I'm seeing right now may not happen in my lifetime, but I see it. It's gonna happen. My music will still be here when I leave. I see people dancing to it in the spirit form.
Wow.
So, I'm very careful with who I'm around, who I give my time to. I'm very careful with the things that I say. I'm trying to get better with catching myself in real time when I say something that don't even feel right or sound right. And I also see some books. I'm gonna write a book. There's a book, I'm not gonna even say the title of it, but I've just been kind of jotting. But I see myself dropping vinyls, dropping books, speaking in colleges, already speaking in jails, in the jail system. Overall, I see kids like speaking up more without feeling like somebody gonna slap them in the face. It's stuff like that, man. It's the simple things that like I kind of like want to see and will see, because I'm seeing it right now. It's just gonna be on a massive level.
Wow, that's dope. I can tell you right now. I can tell your demeanor, the way your energy, is chill. When you do go to Africa, they gonna love you. I can tell you right now, they gonna love you.
I appreciate
and
that.
then when you go there, cause that like just me listening to your music and your message and everything. That's what made me start feeling you, and I started following you on social media. I was like, they gonna love you.
Do you feel like what you heard from my music? Do you feel like, so after meeting me today, do you feel like it's the same person? Do it feel the same, or do it sound more? What do you feel like?
It do. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It do feel the same. It's I guess the conversation is way more diverse, very diverse. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that. You know.
Sure.
But yeah.
Appreciate
the music is. You match the energy. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, that's why
you know
I wanted that.
Because I'm a genuine person. I'm real. One thing about me, you know,
Yeah.
if I tell you something, this is what it is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm not. But yeah,
No,
I can see that.
I wanna extend much gratitude, man. I always say I extend the toast to those who don't sugarcoat. I appreciate you reaching out, man. There's people that say they love me and they're not reaching out, bro. So to I know I'm on the right path. And I say I know I'm on the right path. You know, it look a little dark. It's some light. I see more light than darkness, but I'm still moving off faith. But when you reached out to me in my inbox, bro, I smiled, and I wasn't smiling prior to that. I actually had some thoughts that wasn't favorable.
Yeah.
I had some things on my mind that I just didn't like. So I want you to continue to move in the direction that you're going, because you never know how you may impact the next person. And so that's why it's important for us to be individuals and not worry about what other people are thinking, because you are empowered. Look at your setup, bro. You focus. You got a plan. You're not allowing. You're not waiting for no big brick and mortar or having 20 floors to get it started, man. So it's not small. It's actually big. Notice I ain't just say a little podcast. I didn't say nothing about the size. It's grand, bro. And so it starts here, and then we bring it outside of our mind, and then you just never know where it may go from there. I tried Afro beats and ended up on Ghana Fest stage.
That's dope.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me, man. I'm gonna talk a little more as I think about it. I'm gonna have to really talk more about that, because it's actually a grand thing, you know. And I know my descendants in Africa, so it was just like me just correlating with them again, you know. So it feel good to make authentic Afro beats and don't feel like I gotta change my tone.
Right.
Be myself. It's just conform with the track.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Appreciate you coming out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, nice meeting you.
Mutual,
you know
man. Mutual.
Straight up. I got your information, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
anytime. You
For
know,
sure.
anytime.